everyone and welcome to my new video. As you can read by the title, this is a first impressions video. So if you actually watched my huge makeup haul, which was actually 2 videos ago, you would have seen that I brought quite a lot of stuff and I mentioned that I wanted to do first impressions with some of the products. I did say in that video that the impressions was going to be the next video, but fortunately I actually reached over 1,000 subscribers, so I really wanted to try and get a bloopers video up, which is why this video is slightly delayed. So if you want to see how I got on, then of course please keep watching, and thank you so much. Keep the support going and I shall see you soon. Bye! Yay, so now it's time to finally use my NARS Sheer Glow foundation. This has been kept in the box for pretty much nearly a month now. So I went to the NARS counter and I actually got matched up for a shade. I've got the shade Light for Deauville. There's quite a lot of shades to pick from, so I'd suggest that if you can, go and actually get matched up because it can be quite difficult to look online. And it does actually claim to improve your skin's texture over time, becoming softer, smoother and more luminous. Sheer Glow foundation provides weightless and buildable coverage with a natural radiant finish for normal to dry skin types. So I'm really excited to see how I get on with this and see if I actually like it. There's quite a lot of people who do say how good it is, so let's see if it does actually live up to that. I'm so excited to finally open it. Yeah, I do know that it doesn't actually have a pump, it just comes like this. You could actually buy a pump to attach to it, but for today I'm just going to pour this on the back of my hand. So I'm using the Real Techniques buffing brush just to make sure that it's buffed right into my skin. So first thing that I notice is actually there's not a smell. With the MAC Studio Fix Fluid that does have quite a weird smell, but I actually like the smell. But with this, it doesn't smell at all. It does actually feel really smooth on the skin. I think that when you first put it on, it does feel like wet and it does feel dewy and glowy, but once you rub it in, it actually doesn't feel or look that sheer at all really. I was expecting it to be really dewy like the Clinique CC cream that I absolutely love, but by looking at this, it's not that dewy. So I did actually ask online what was the best way to apply this, and people did suggest the Sigma F80 Kabuki brush. I don't actually have that, so I just went for this buffing brush, but people did suggest a beauty blender. The shade is perfect. I'm really impressed by that. I hate when you buy a new foundation, you get it home and it's the completely wrong shade because of like the lighting in the shop. But this is perfect, I'm so impressed. Okay, so with the coverage, I've actually got a few bumps and blemishes on my forehead. It's actually not covered them up that well. I think because it is just a medium coverage, it's not full coverage like the Estee Lauder Double Wear. But I suppose you could build it up to make it act like a full coverage foundation. Makes your skin look really hydrating as well. So that's that done, I think, and so far I am impressed. I think I'll probably rate it so far with a probably 8 out of 10, 8.5 out of 10. So for concealer, I'm using a mixture of MAC Pro Longwear Concealer and Maybelline Fit Me Concealer. Set that using MAC Skin Finish Natural in the shade Light. So to contour, I'm using Bourjois Delice de Powder with a NARS Ita brush. So for blusher, I'm using Milani Baked Powder Blush in the shade number 5 Luminoso. Highlight, I'm using Revlon Bronze Glow number 30. This is the highlighting palette, and I'm just going to try and use the first top layer. So now I'm going to move on to my eyebrows, but before I do, I'm just going to take a wipe and just wipe off any foundation that has got onto the eyebrows, just because I hate the look that it gives when I apply my what's it called, pomade. And I'm just going to go round that part. Brows, I'm using the Anastasia Dip Brow Pomade in the shade Blonde. So eyebrows are done. Now I'm going to take MAC Paint Pot in shade Painterly. So I'm going to take the shade Creme Brulee, and this is by Makeup Geek, and I'm using a MAC 224 brush. Now I'm going to take the shade Cocoa Bear, and I'm using a MAC 217 brush. Just want to say that my lighting is actually making it look like I have a shadow here, so it looks like I've got unblended eyeshadow. I really need to sort it out, but as you can see it is kind of blended. So annoying. So now I'm going to use this beautiful product, and this is the MAC Pigment called Blue Brown. Just looking at it just reminds me of Christmas time and autumn time. It's just so sparkly and very glamorous, so I'm looking forward to trying this out. Also with the MAC pigments as well, they last you for absolutely ages. This will probably last me a lifetime, which is really good. Sigma Eyeshade and E55 brush. I'm just going to spray some Fix Plus on that, just to make the pigment stand out even more. So I'm actually just taking it up to the crease and in the inner corner as well. Okay, so as you can see there is fallout. I think I got a bit carried away there. So I'm just going to go in back with Cocoa Bear. To take the shade Cocoa Bear again, but I'm going to use a MAC 212 brush, and this is going to go on my lower lash line. And then I'm going to take Creme Brulee again. Now I'm going to take the shade Shimmer Shimmer to highlight. To line my top lash line, I'm using Maybelline Eye Studio Lasting Drama Gel Liner in black with a Sigma Eyeliner E05 brush. Today I'm using the Red Cherry 43 False Eyelashes. Voila, they're on. Okay, so I'm just going to take the Maybelline Great Lash Mascara in Very Black. So now the eyes are done, it's time to move on to the next very exciting part. It's time to do the lips, and I'm going to try and do a Kylie Jenner inspired lip. I'm going to be using the Boldly Bare MAC lip liner, and I'm going to try and slightly overdraw my lips as well, just to give me a nice plumpy bigger lip look. Now with the tip with this is I've applied like foundation on my lips, and if you see when I pout, round my natural lip line there is actually a white line, so I'm going to try and use that as a kind of like an outline. I practice using different lip liners to do a Kylie Jenner lip look, and it literally does take me ages to do because I want to try and get it perfect. So obviously I'm going to speed this up because we'll be here forever. I'm actually loving this colour, it's really nice. I would just wear this on its own. If you do want to clean it up, you can take concealer that we used earlier on a small brush. So I'm just going to use this Bobbi Brown brush here and just apply some concealer just to clear up the edges. You obviously got to try and make sure that your lips are symmetrical as well. So hopefully this part will help that out. So now I finally get to try my little baby, and it's the Velvet Teddy MAC lipstick. I've absolutely been dying to try this, but I've been saving myself for this video. So let's see how it goes and see if the colour actually suits me. That's what I'm most worried about. So this is a matte texture, which I'm really liking at the moment. You can't actually see a difference between them two shades, but I think they really go well together. I think it goes perfectly with this eye makeup, and I think I would wear this more often. I'm really impressed by it. It doesn't actually feel dry on your lips, it feels nice and smooth, but it still has a matte finish. I feel like Kylie Jenner now, which I suppose is a good thing. Least was the colour Snob.